It's a new day, which means a whole new slew of conferences at E3. This time we're talking about Square Enix's showcase, and it's probably going to be a short one, so let's just get on with it. Square's showcase was pretty short. It was only about 30 minutes. It was a pre-recorded video that they just streamed on the internet. And we're only going to talk about, again, a few things from that conference, even though there wasn't a lot to pick out to begin with. First up, we're talking about Tomb Raider. We saw a trailer of Tomb Raider over at the Microsoft conference, but this time we got a bit of a gameplay demo. We saw Lara traversing the jungle and using her bow to string up enemies and shoot dudes in the head, and a whole lot of fucking murder is what I'm saying. It was a short demo, and I wish we saw more, because what really brings me to those games is the exploration and being able to do a lot of things within the world, not just the combat. And considering I'm already a bit lukewarm on the previous Tomb Raider game, I felt like I needed to see a lot more of that exploration, make it more open, less linear. And that's just not what we got. It's a bit disappointing, which is probably what I can say about the rest of the conference as well. But before we get there, let's talk about Don't Nod again. They're showing off a little bit more of the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. They didn't really show anything new. It was more of a developer interview rehashing what they said on a post about how this is not Life is Strange 2, it's just a little free extra thing. And that's kind of it. But there was a small little extra vignette at the end of it that I thought was very cute, and I'll just play a little bit of it right now. Like I said before, I am really looking forward to this game. I adore Life is Strange. It is one of my favorite video games of all time at this point, and if I keep on thinking about that game, I might start crying. So I'm just gonna move on to the next thing, which is a new game by Platinum. Square showed off a teaser for Babylon's Fall, which is the next Platinum game, and that is all they showed. They showed no gameplay and no hard dates either. It was just a 2019 release. This trailer, while stylistically cool, doesn't really tell us anything about that game, and it's a little upsetting. Platinum is a studio with a big fan base, and I'm sure they're eager for more games in that style. I personally am not the biggest Platinum fan, but I don't dislike them either. I am interested in seeing what they have, but if this is all they have to show, I'm not gonna get really excited. Something that was a bit more substantial though was the new Dragon Quest game coming out for PS4 and PC, and I believe Nintendo Switch, but they didn't talk about that because I think that's been delayed to further down the road. I haven't played a Dragon Quest game, but Dragon Quest XI might be one that I finally try out. I'm really digging the look of that art style in-game. But whether or not I play Dragon Quest really depends on what kind of JRPG it is. Since I don't have a lot of experience with Dragon Quest games, I don't know if they're more on the Final Fantasy old school style of JRPG or something more modern, something more fast and fluid. I know the answer to that question is out there, I just gotta ask a few people, but I just haven't done that yet. I will, and then decide if I'm gonna play it or not, because honestly, I just do not have time in my life right now for a old school style JRPG. Things like, Bravely Default and Octopath Traveler, which was shown off at the conference today, those things aren't my style anymore. They're a little too much at this point. I no longer have fun with them in the same way I had fun with them a few years ago. I much more prefer JRPGs that kind of push the envelope a bit, switch up their just standard tropes and all that nonsense. But again, it looks really pretty, and I might end up trying it out. We'll see. Now on to something that is also a bit of a disappointment, and that is Just Cause 4. Square showed off another trailer for Just Cause 4, a different trailer than the one showed off at the previous conferences, but it didn't show any gameplay either. And here I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing, Square? The tethering and the rockets and launching things into the air all look like fun mechanics like usual, but I'm very skeptical of this game ever since playing Just Cause 3. I'm going to need a lot more than just a trailer to sell me on it. I want a full gameplay demo. Show me the system, show me the upgrade mechanics, because without that, this game is just not going to be on my radar. I don't know what else to say about that. There is a lot of flashiness in that trailer, but I need substance. Moving on to a different game that, again, was a very short trailer and almost no information, but at least this one piqued my interest. It's called The Quiet Man, which is a pretty good stupid name. It starts off as an FMV trailer with a guy walking into an alley and two dudes speaking Spanish to him, and he points to his ear and he's like, I can't hear you, I don't understand you. It eventually transitions into gameplay and the dude just beats the thugs right the fuck up. And then he walks away and the trailer ends. I don't know what this game is, but I'm telling you right now, I'm pretty interested. I hope it's an FMV game, because FMV games could be really silly and really goofy, and that's something I'm totally in for. But we're not going to hear any more from that game until August. That's what the trailer said at the end with the title card. Now, on to what I consider maybe the star of the show, because I'm a crazy person. Get ready, because we're going to talk about the Kingdom Hearts. Square just showed off another trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. It is a very similar trailer to the one showed off at the Xbox conference, but there are a few key differences, mostly in the storytelling section. They showed off some characters they hadn't showed off before, some new cutscenes. I know, it sounds like anime bullshit, and it is anime bullshit, but I've been here from the beginning for those games, and I need to see this story through. There are some key moments in that trailer that get me really excited for what is to come, like that scene of Lee and Kairi sitting next to each other. And again, it all just looks really gorgeous. I am not here to sell you on the Kingdom Hearts. I know you've already made your decision whether you like it or you don't, and that is okay. But I love it, and I am really excited to see where these plot points lead. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time breaking it down, because that would just be way too long of a video and probably the worst possible thing you can imagine if you're watching this. But know that the Kingdom Hearts fans are probably going to be happy, and that's enough for me. Of course, I could have done with some more gameplay, because the gameplay portions of that trailer were the exact same as the previous trailer. There is still a whole half a year before that game comes out, so we might see more later, but I'm thirsty. I need more Kingdom Hearts in my life now. Now that I know it is real, it is coming out, it has a date. And that was Square Enix. It was kind of weak, I feel. I still like it more than EA's show, because it has more games that I'm interested in, that I care about, as opposed to the games that EA showed off, but it's still not enough. They really needed to show more of every single game there. They just put up trailers without any real concrete gameplay, except for Tomb Raider, and even that wasn't quite enough. They still have things they could have talked about that they didn't. There is that rumored Avengers game. There is the Final Fantasy game that is never coming out, I guess. They have stuff on the books, and they really need to show that stuff, and right now they aren't, and that is what makes this incredibly disappointing. But what could you do? The show's over, so we're moving on to the next conference, which will be Ubisoft's, and that is coming up real soon, so stay tuned. We'll be covering that as well, and until then, see you guys. Bye-bye.